before we move towards this full moon next week, I really feel the call to make this video about a reflection, like an invitation to reflect on what we have been going through for the past month or so with the Taurus energy. Because the upcoming full moon, it will be in fire and air energy. And so I have this feeling, this very strong feeling, that there's something so significant about it, as there is with all full moons. But because we have made this big shift, we are in this big shift right now. There's something about remembering the wisdom that lies within what we have been through, what we have learned, what we have cultivated, and leaning into the element of earth, to be able to embrace the fire and the air. So this came up for me when I was sitting by the ocean the other day, and just being with the rocks, just being with them and seeing how the water just washes over them, like really being with the element of the earth and the element of water, the ocean, And it really felt like what we were diving into a couple of weeks ago with the dynamic of, on one side, Scorpio, the Scorpio energy, and on the other side, as its polarity, Taurus, because these two work together and they exist based on each other and they help balance each other out. So I had this feeling of, there was these massive waves coming up, and they were crashing towards the cliffs and the stones, and the stones, they are just there. They receive the water, yes, but they are just there. And so what really came through was this, the ability to be deeply, deeply grounded. When we have that, when we cultivate and strengthen our relationship to Mother Earth, to the ground beneath us, we can always get in contact with the ground beneath us. And then in the midst of all of these waves crashing onto us and the depth of the ocean, how can we allow the depth of the ocean to be here, our own depths, but also the swirls and the uncertainty crashing over us, and allowing it to be here. as we remain grounded in the midst of all that is around us. We remain grounded. So there was this one very strong feeling about allowing our own inner world to be here, allowing all of the emotions to be here, allowing them to rush over us without getting overwhelmed by them, but simply allowing them, without pushing them away, but simply allowing them, without trying to make sense of them, but simply allowing them. And the more that we practice this, the more that we connect to the earth element within us and allow the water to flow where it wants to flow. Whenever we cultivate this, we can also be with what is outside of us, the world outside of us, the wild waves outside of us as well. And so, as we move towards this full moon next week, I really have this feeling that the water and the earth, if it gets too overwhelming at times, we can always lean into the earth, we can always lean into water and allow ourselves to be with that, to be able to cultivate our air energy and our fire in a new way. Because it wants to be born anew. And that's amazing. But also a lot at times. But if we can sit with it, if we can observe it, then we can allow ourselves to receive and to cultivate this new way of being. And it's a new way that we have no idea. We have no idea what it is. And that's okay. So that was the first thing that I wanted to share with you. And so I invite you to reflect on what embodiment means to you. What realization have you had about being in this body? Being on this earth? What does embodiment mean to you? So, thank you so much for being here. And I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you. Ciao, ciao.